Dear God. You okay? Oh God. Wow. That was off to a fabulous start.
So hi, I'm Lydia, not Lydia. This is Clarissa, which you already know. We're gonna do the best friend tag, but we're gonna do like sort of a competition. Like more answers that I get right, she gets wrong. Then like the loser has to take a shot of something that we make. Okay. So yeah, let's do the questions. First question is, what is your favorite color?
Hers is green.
Hers is, I want to say she doesn't have a really favorite color, but if she had to choose, it would be pink.
Yes!
What is your best friend's celebrity crushes? First.
Ruby Rose. Yeah.
Those Emma Peters and Sweet.
No. I'm doing.
And her celebrity crushes, you have three, right? Store. Yeah, it's Store.
Okay.
And then I want to say Chris Pratt, but I feel like that's not one of them. Is it? Oh my god!
You have to know this one. Come on.
Is it Liam Michelle?
Yes! Okay.
What is your best friend's biggest fears?
You're scared of dying.
Okay, I'll do that one.
You're scared of drowning.
Yeah.
Well,
the ocean. But
yeah, the ocean. And moths.
Yeah.
She's scared. Oh my god. She is deadly scared of moths. Like she freaks out.
They're demons on wings. They just look cute, so you can not be afraid.
She was in the car, and my son they spent the night, and I wasn't there with her. And so she told me a story because I was supposed to spend the night with her, but then I didn't. And she told me a story that this big moth was in the car with her, and she was screaming her head off, and she was like trying to get out of the car. And she said, "She's like, dude, I swear it was bigger than my head."
It was a bird. It was like a giant moth comes from Satan from hell itself to stab me in the front.
And she ran out of the car, and she just left the car open. Oh, it's funny.
Okay, her fears. Oh, this one's hard. Oh, like being pulled underwater or something?
By a shark.
By a shark, yeah.
But
she's afraid of having babies, like giving birth, right?
Because I'm scared. I said that I don't want to be cold.
Drowning?
I don't want to die.
Oh, the fear of dying.
Like, I want to be a vampire.
I just so want to die, and there's like nothing there, and I'm just like,
yeah.
Like in Orange New Black, like when Big Boo died, and she was like, there's nothing. Like, I don't want there to be nothing. But yeah.
I want there to be like unicorns and rainbows and big men saying, "Come to the light."
If your best friend were deserted on the island, what are the three things she/he cannot live without?
She cannot live without her eyeliner.
Yeah.
She cannot live without her phone.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Your camera?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure. Because I wouldn't know what else I would want to bring. Okay, with her. I want to say makeup in general because she likes makeup.
I like to do my makeup a lot.
I want to say food, like snacks, because she always has snacks.
Always, like in my purse, anywhere we go, even if it's like to a restaurant, I'll be snacking.
And then I want to say music. She always dancing.
Oh yeah,
singing.
I love music.
How would you describe your best friend's ideal day?
She likes white guys. They have to be tall. They have to have clear eyes.
Yeah. You don't have to. Okay, this is ideal. Okay, so yeah, you have to wear eyes.
Nerdy and funny. White. Colored eyes. Nice hair. Trustworthy.
Yeah, that's one.
Tattoo.
Yeah. Body modifications, basically. If she could have the perfect guy, he would be like Mexican, like morenito, or black. Or black.
I mean, I'll date you if you're white, but
We're talking about like the perfect dream guy.
yeah.
Okay, so taller than her, muscular, tattoos, ambitions, honest. Oh yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. So for our bonus question, like our just for fun question, we're gonna do 2 things that she doesn't know about me. I'm gonna tell her 2 things she doesn't know about me, and she's gonna do the same thing the other way. Okay, so I was in middle school. Oh, he's in middle school too. And I was walking home with my friend, and we'd always walk to a certain point, and then she'd go another way. And these 2 guys that were like really annoying, they would always be right behind us, and like we had class with them and stuff. So they were behind us, and we were walking in front of them, and we were just talking, and they were like yelling things at us, and they were like, "Hey, you over there!" And we were like, "Oh my gosh!" Like I'm gonna make up names for them because I don't want to use their names. It's kind of okay. It was like Marcus and Darius. One of the guys has a Sharpie, and one of the guys is going through my backpack because I left my bag open from the back, and he was going through my stuff, and I didn't even know he was going through my stuff. And then it's like he's going through my stuff, and then the other guy like gets the Sharpie and he opens it, and he runs around to the other side of where we are, and he gets my friend like that. He marks her like that, and then the other guy he has like he gets a pad from my bag, and he's like, oh my god. But it wasn't mine. It actually wasn't mine. Like it was my friend's. Like she's like, oh, can you hold these for me? And she never took it back. And he was like, oh. I was like, oh my gosh. Like give it back to me. My friend was like going like this, and she's like, oh my god. Like it was funny though because I was like, okay, I'm a girl. Like obviously I'm gonna have those, but those aren't even mine actually. And then he was like, he was just waving them around, and he was like, wait, what is this? I was like, oh my gosh. I mean, we just kept going home. I was like, dude, oh my gosh. But yeah. It's your turn.
For what?
Tell me a story
Okay.
that you haven't told.
So my freshman year, I was running late to class, and so they called a lockout. You know, lockout is basically like when the teachers close the door, like once the bell rings. So then I was like hauling ass to class, and I was wearing these like heel boots, like boot heels, and the floor was tile, so they were new. My shoes were new, so obviously I'm gonna slip. I don't even know what occurred to me, but I thought, hey, I should run. So I started running because I'm pretty good at running in heels. But when I turned around to the corner, I fell flat on my ass. I just remember going, and my legs went up in the air, and I landed on my ass like that really hard, and the bell rang and the door closed.
Oh my
And
god.
my teacher was outside, and he saw me, and he was like, oh, I'm sorry, and he closed the door. I ended up doing Saturday school for an hour. It was so dumb. Like, you'd think they make us do work, but no.
Okay, so did I tell you about my almost fight?
No.
No?
No.
Okay. So I almost got into a fight. Okay, well I got into a fight, but not like physically, like verbally. And it's because this one girl that I really don't like. Okay, her name will be Olga.
Olga.
Olga. Okay. So I didn't like this girl Olga, and I didn't like her because she was that person in the class that like when the teacher would be like talking or whatever, he would explain something, right? He'd be like, okay, so we're gonna have a test and you have to use pencil, okay? So no one use pen because I need this to be on pencil. And then everyone would be like, okay, yeah, we'll do it, we'll do that. And then after he'd give the instructions out, she'd be like, Mister, can we use pen? Is that okay? And he'd be like, no. And I'd be like, oh my gosh. Like, she would stop the whole class to ask a question that he literally just answered. It was so annoying. Like, I did not like her. Like, okay, so the teacher was explaining something, and then after he explained it, he was like, okay, so you guys know what to do? We were like, okay. And then she made like a snarky comment, and like at that time I was really mad. Like, I was in a bad mood because something happened to me that made me really mad, and I was just in a bad mood. Like, in that class, we didn't sit in like desks. We sat like in the one big long table, and everyone just sat around it. Okay, and then so she said her snarky comment, and I was like, can you shut up? I said that. Like, and in that class, I never talked. Like, everyone knew that I did not talk at all in that class. And so, like, I was like, can you shut up? And she was like, what? I was like, shut up. Can you sit down and shut up? And she was like, whatever, stupid girl. And I was like, okay, stupid face. Like, that's a dumb comeback. And then, like, the teacher was like, yeah, stop, be quiet. And then we're like, okay, whatever. Like, I was like, okay, whatever. And then, like, I was talking to Bree, and, like, she was like, dude, like, she's so annoying. I don't even, like, she's really annoying. And then she was like, she keeps looking at you. I was like, I know, I don't care. And then, like, I look over at her, and she's like, you know I can hear everything you're saying, right? I was like, no. Like, your mom's like, no way, you can? I didn't know. Maybe we're sitting at the same table, that's why. But I didn't say that loud. I was like,
You should
okay,
have said it.
stop talking to me. And she was like, I can hear everything you're saying. I was like, can you stop talking to me? And she was like, I can hear everything you're saying. You tell bitch, you wanna go? Like, she kept saying all this stuff. And I was like, can you just stop? Can you stop talking to me? Can you stop talking to me? And she just kept going like a chihuahua. And then like, and then the teacher was like, yeah, stop right now. Like, be quiet. I was like, okay, mister, she's the one who keeps talking. And then like, so that was it, right? And then whatever, we went on with class, and then she stared at me the whole time, guys. The whole time she was staring at me like, and then like the class ended, right? And like it was the class right before lunch, so everyone rushes to the door, and I just like, I always take my time and I just get all my stuff. I get all my stuff.
Can you stop talking to me? Please? Can you stop talking to me? Please.
I get all my stuff, and then like I go out of the classroom, and she waits for me. She's waiting for me, and I forgot to mention this, but she's smaller than me. Like, I'm a really short person, but she's smaller than me. Like, if we were standing, she'd be like right here. And so she waited for me after class. She was like, you want to start something? You want to start talking bad about me, making fun of me, and all this stuff? And I was like, okay, can you move out of my way? I'm gonna go to lunch. And then she was like, no, you want to be all these things. You want to go? Okay, we'll go. And then so I was like, just move out of my way. And so she started pushing me, right? She started pushing me on my boobs because she's shorter than me. I was like, oh God. She's touching me. It's touching me. Oh, that's touching me. No, I'm just kidding. But she started pushing me, right? And I was like, can you move out of the way? Like, I'm not going to fight you. Like, I was about to graduate of high school. I'm not going to get a fight I'm not going to fight a little troll just so I can stop from walking and, like, get into serious trouble. And then, like, I look inside of the classroom because we're, like, in the hall. And I look, like, the door's, like, right there. And the teacher's, like, you see the teacher, like, running. And he's like, ah! And then, like, he stands in front of me. And he's like, you go that way. You go that way. And I was like, okay. And it made me really mad. And I was just like, ugh. And so I turned around that way. And then, like, all these girls come up to me, like, don't even worry about her. No one likes her. Okay, but the story does not end there. Okay, so I thought that was it. Like, I never had to talk about that or anything. So a week later, I'm in, like, a different class. Security guards come, and they're like, oh, we're here for Nydia. And I'm like, oh. So they come, and they take me. I'm like, what is this about? And, like, she was like, do you know why I got you? I was like, no. She's like, you have no idea what you did. I was like, no, what did I do? Because it was like 2 weeks later. I was like, I'm not thinking about it. And then she was like, what did you do? I was like, I don't know. And so I go into the principal's office, and he's like, do you know why you're here? I'm like, not really. And he's like, do you know the girl by the name of Olga Stupida? I was like, like, it's her fake name, obviously. I was like, oh yeah? And he's like, so you know what this is about? I was like, oh, well, now I do. That was 2 weeks ago. And he was like, oh, well, you know what? What happened? And I told him, he's like, I already heard her side of the story. I was like, oh my gosh, so this chick went and told the principal, like, okay, and she's over here saying she could beat the poop out of me. Like, I told her my side of the story, and I was like, it was my fault, like, I did start it, but I tried to, like, just end it, like, that's it after class. And she's the one who she was pushing me and stuff. I was like, I did start it, though. Like, I confessed that I did say something because I was in a bad mood. It was like I was just in a really bad mood. I would never have said something to her if I wasn't in a bad mood. And he was like, okay, well, you know what? I know her. Like, she's going through a really hard time right now. He's like, I don't know if you know. I was like, no, obviously I don't know, mister. Like, I don't like her.
Yeah.
He's like, well, she's going through a really hard time right now. And I was like, okay. Like, in the back of my mind, I was like, that doesn't excuse her behavior.
Like,
but I was just like, okay, yeah, sure. And he was like, you're lucky this is your first warning for a fight, or else I could stop you from graduating right now. And I was like, okay. And I just said, like, okay to everything. And he was like, okay, go back to class. So I was like, okay. So yeah, that
little
was
snitch.
my almost fight or whatever. Okay, so my camera keeps messing up. But yeah, so that was our video. Since we couldn't really decide on who won the video, we're just gonna do like a torture video in the next video that we do. That guy from the Miley movie.
From the what?
He was in that Miley Cyrus movie, wasn't he?
That's Thor's brother.
Oh
yeah.